Yo, what's poppin' guys, Batwing here. And the video today is going to be a little different than usual. So today I'm going to be doing a tier list over Vesteria related things. With all the upcoming updates and stuff, with ability changes and all the new subclass changes, I thought this was a good time to upload this video. But before I begin that, let me just say that this is my opinion, okay? You may have different opinions, so please don't go, oh my god, I hate you because of all that. So please don't do that. Remember, this is my opinion. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so here we are. So I'm going to be ranking these subclasses first. And I guess we're going to start out with Cleric. I don't think anything's going to be in the F tier, alright? I don't really think anything's going to be in the F tier. So I think it's just going to be S, A, B, C, D, and that's it. So if we're going to go ahead and start off with Cleric, okay, here we go. We're starting off with the, in my opinion, the worst. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to put Cleric in D tier. I am just not a big fan of support classes or anything like that. Alright, so here we go next with Trickster. Now, Trickster, I'm gonna admit, is really good in PvP, but not really the best and against just regular enemies. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna put Trickster in either B or C. Either B or C. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put Trickster in C. Yeah, I think C is a good spot for Trickster. Alright, so here we have Knight next. Now, I am pretty big fan of Knight. Now, what makes Knight so good is the amount of health they have. Their health is actually insane. It's ridiculous. So, because of the health, basically they almost can't die in duels. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously you can beat a Knight, but it's it's really hard, but okay, I think I'm honestly gonna put Knight in B tier. Mainly because they are, again, just like Trickster, they're good in duels, but they're not the best against just regular enemies. But I have to say Knights are really good against bosses and stuff because they got all that health. They're really tanky because they can tank really well. They're also really good against bosses, so I would go ahead and put Knight ahead of Trickster. Sorcerer. Now, Sorcerer, it's gotta say, Sorcerer has really strong abilities. Meteor Strike? That's a really good ability. The damage isn't amazing or anything. It has a very big radius though, so you almost, like, if you're in a duel, you almost can't miss the hit. It's also not bad for against just regular enemies, and especially in big groups. Frost Call is really good at dealing a lot of damage. Now, Earth Call, I don't think Earth Call is that good, but other than that, the other two abilities are good. I think I'd put Sorcerer in a solid A, to be honest. Paladin. Now, I didn't really say before, but I don't have a Trickster or a Paladin. Those are the only two subclasses I don't have, but I have played them in the testing realm before that was removed. The ability Rebuke is really good for PvE and PvP. Gotta admit, that Rebuke ability is so very good. The Prayer of Comfort ability is the one where you increases the healing of you and other players around you. That's a pretty good ability. Smite is also a good ability. I've seen people use that before. I think I'm gonna put Paladin in the same area where Knight is. I'm gonna be honest. I think B tier is a good spot for them. Alright, here we go. We have Berserker. Now, this is where I guess some people may be angry at me. I'm not a big fan of Berserker. I mean, that Blade Spin ability is really good for PvE. This class is mainly made for PvE. Like, again, in PvP, I'm going to be honest, Berserker is really bad. It's not a PvP class. But other than that, PvE, it's really good against bosses and everything like that. I think I'm going to put this in C tier. I think that's a good spot for Berserker. Warlock. This subclass is kind of interesting. Now, this subclass is really good in PvE, good against bosses and stuff, mainly because you just can't die. Like, you constantly heal yourself. It's like an endless loop of gaining MP and health. So that's really what makes Warlock really good in PvE. But in PvP, it's kind of interesting because you have to be kind of like skilled. You have to like learn how to use the Warlock before you can like be good at PvP, because I've seen really good Warlock users in PvP. It's one of those subclasses where you have to be really skilled to use. So honestly, I think I'm going to go ahead and put Warlock in either A or B tier. I think I'm going to put it in A. Alright, next we have Assassin. I'm going to be honest. Assassin is almost good at everything. I say almost because it's not good at bosses. Why? Because bosses deal a lot of health, but because assassins have such low health and they have to go up close for melee, that just makes them, like, if you're fighting the Moko 2 or something like that, you die so fast. That's my only problem with Assassin, but they deal so much damage. And PvP, they are like, you can't kill an assassin. It's almost impossible because they go invisible and kill you before you even know what's going on. I mean, assassins they're really good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put assassins in S tier. Alright, next we have Ranger. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for this because a lot of people hate Rangers, but I'm gonna be honest, I think people hate Rangers because they're so good. So because, I mean, they're a range subclass, yet they deal so much damage. Even after the nerf, they're still really good. I mean, that's all there is to be said. I'm gonna go ahead and put Ranger in S tier. So that is my tier list for all the different subclasses. Please share yours in the comment section. Now I'm going to move on to the ability tier list. Let's get into it. Alright, so here's the tier list for all the subclass abilities. Now, because there's a lot of abilities, I'm going to try to move through this pretty quickly. So it looks like we're starting with Rebuke. This ability, like I said before, is really good. It's used by paladins. I'm going to put this in the... I'm going to put it in the A tier. Next we have Earth Call. Like I said before, I don't really like this ability. I'm going to put this in the D tier. Next we have Flare. Now this ability is... It's alright. I just don't like how the cooldown is... The cooldown is way too long for clerics. I'm going to put that in the B tier. Resurrect. Now this ability is really, really good. Not amazing by the person using it. If you want to be helpful, I guess. But I'm going to put that in the S tier because, I mean, death, you lose 10% of your health. And if there's a cleric around who has Resurrect, then... It's really useful. Next we have Taunt by Knights. Okay, yeah, D tier. Alright, so now we have Meteor Strike. Meteor Strike is a really good ability, I'm not gonna lie. I'm honestly gonna put this in a solid A tier. This is used by sorcerers, by the way. Dark Pulse. This is used by warlocks. I'm gonna say it's an okay ability. I'm gonna put it in C tier. Shadow Flurry. I'm going to automatically put that in S tier. That is used by assassins. Amazing ability. Another amazing ability, Frost Call by sorcerers. I'm going to put that in S tier. Hail of Arrows. Now this is a good ability for rangers. I'm just going to put this in a solid A. Shadow Walk by assassins. This ability is amazing. S tier. Pillage Vitality by warlocks. That is going to be a solid A. Heal Burst. It heals a good amount of health, and it has a short cooldown time. A tier. Step Through Shadow. I don't find this ability useful. If you're an assassin, just use Shadow Flurry and Shadow Walk. Step Through Shadow is not worth it at all. Simulacrum. This is used by warlocks. Basically doubles the amount of damage you deal. A tier. Prayer of Comfort, used by paladins. It's a decent ability. It's okay. It's not terrible. I'm gonna put this in B tier. Warcry. This buffs the damage of you and the people around you. It's honestly not that bad, so... I mean, it helps you and your team, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in B tier. This is the Shield Charge ability by Knights. Now this, whenever you hit an enemy, it stuns them. It's kind of hard to do that in PvP. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in B tier because it's good against bosses and stuff. Ranger Stance. Now if I was ranking this before the nerf, I would automatically put this in S tier. But after the nerf, it's not as good as it used to be. It's still really good. I'm gonna put this in A tier. Ricochet. This ability is, I'm gonna be honest, it's not terrible. But I mean, these two other ranger abilities are a lot better. I'm gonna put this in C tier. Smite, used by paladins. Now, I've this isn't going to be a very accurate ranking for this one because I never used this ability, like ever. I've just seen people use this ability. But from what I've seen, it deals a decent amount of damage. I think I'm going to put this in B tier. Okay, this ability by Warlocks. I forgot what this was called, but it's that ability where you sacrifice health for mana. This is, it's okay. I mean, it's good, definitely good for Warlocks if you want to go through a cycle of health and mana. I'm going to put this in B tier. Defense buff. This is used by Knights. It just like Warcry, it's an okay buff. I'm also going to put this in B tier. Ferocious Assault. This ability is, I guess it's okay. I mean, I'm going to put this in B tier, I guess. Blade Spin by Berserkers. Definitely good ability for against bosses, a big group of enemies. I'm going to put this in A tier. Well guys, that's going to be it for my tier list video. Make sure you share your opinions on this video in the comment section. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and anyway, see ya.